Hello everyone, I'm Crucefyds and welcome to another episode in the Camelot Unchained overview series here on Crucefyds Reign. Today we will be continuing our series on the three realms and covering the races of the second realm, Vikings. The realm of the Vikings follows the path of blood and steel to greatness. In the tall peaks of windswept ice they make their homes, waiting for the moment to conquer the lands below. Sigurd, the Dragon Slayer, leads a realm whose warriors claim to be the most fearless in the world. Across the war-torn fields, the Vikings shout their famous battle cry. How long can a Viking fight? All the day and through the night. Fierce and determined to survive against all odds, the Viking realm wields the storm within as a weapon to fight the storms without. Some may hold the Vikings as a coarse barbarians, but in the realm of the mountains, they know these naysayers lack courage and conviction. Only through the forge of bloody conquest can the realms be united to stand against the coming storms. And this would be the lore for the Vikings. First up for the races we have the Duverger. The noble Duverger are born deep within the earth, in a land they call the inner world. Though they love a good joke, or even a bad one, the Duverger are staunch warriors and sturdy defenders, who bring great bravery and determination to the battlefield. Their stony bodies are difficult to damage, but the Duverger can shatter under a perfect storm of attacks. Infused with stone and crystal, they are resistant to many elemental assaults, and they can sense minerals and precious stones as they feel the earth itself within their bones. The Duverger are the greatest miners in the world and love the smell of smelting in the morning. They form powerful and lasting friendships, believing that nothing is more sacred than such a bond. Each Duverger would give everything to protect the realm or to follow the Viking leader Sigurd wherever he may lead. And now moving on to the next race, we have the Valkyries. Though the race was born of great suffering and tragedy, the Valkyries have risen high above their past on hidden wings of magic. Some of the Valkyries can truly fly with their delicate wings, others glide overhead. Harsh dispensers of justice, the Valkyries seek eternal revenge, and never forget a wrong. However, a merciful streak runs deeply through their culture. For the Valkyries, no pain and suffering well. They are serious as a rule, and none are much good at festivals, though the men of the race tend to be less quick to anger. The Valkyries are the authors and the keepers of the Valkyrie Code, the basis of law in the Viking realm, and one of the most important documents ever written. Chanting its passages, the Valkyries fly to ferocious battle, ever fighting to protect the realm. Alright, and the next race we have would be the humans for the Vikings. Explorers and mighty warriors of legend, the Vikings are hungry. Hungry for battle, hungry for plunder, and starving to rule by the right of conquest. They are a hard people who wear their scars as badges of honor, and choose to live in some of the harshest lands imaginable. They will brazenly homestead in foreign territory and claim it as their own, upholding a culture that is welcoming to friends but ruthless to foes. A people of blood and steel, they will devour the realms as masters of the sea lanes, raiding and pillaging what they need, as they swim swiftly and their watercraft move too fast to catch. There is no place on earth the Vikings fear to tread. Let the other realms tremble at their approach. Alright, and next we have Jotnar, a large and imposing people infused with ice. The blue-skinned Jotnar are known as frost giants. As they age, they literally get bigger, stronger, and tougher, and even more frightening to behold on the battlefield. The Jotnar are not unthinking brutes, however, for not all stories and legends are true, even here among the changed. So, as you can see, there's not a whole bunch of information on the Jotnar in the lore, which leaves it very open to iteration on what you guys think could happen with these. But I am very curious as to see how they look and in-game in the stats with them, as, you know, I think it's cool to be able to play a frost giant, like, come on. I admit, that's pretty awesome. And next we have the Elfefnar. Known as Berserkers, the Elfefnar watch for Ragnarok and the ending of the world. They believe they were born for war, and their battle rage is legendary, as well as the long recovery they require afterward. Fearless and unforgiving, their power rises from the unbridled passion and anger. Every Elfefnar must struggle to contain that power when among friends. Whispered rumors claim that the passions of these berserkers may run so high their bodies cannot contain the raw emotion, and burst into a cataclysmic explosion. This darkness inside, this doom, waits to be unleashed upon their enemies like a storm that brooks no resistance. Unstoppable and hungry for havoc, the Ulfefnar eagerly lay down their lives to defend the realm that is their home. So it seems like a very interesting class. Like, I'm assuming they're going to be very attack orientated and little defense with it, as they're going to be just heavy hitters on the field. But wow, that's a very interesting description and lore on it. I'm super excited to see how they turn out. Alright, and this will conclude our video on the realm of the Vikings and their races. If you guys like what you have heard here today, make sure to like the video, comment down below anything you'd like in any future videos, and be sure to subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Until next time.